The Bible Story in 16 Seas. After they were sent out of the garden, Adam and Eve discovered how difficult it was to live under the curse that came because they disobeyed. Adam had to work very hard to grow things in the ground. It hadn't been that way before. Just like in our gardens today, weeds took over, and insects and animal pests threatened to spoil his crops. After a while, Eve gave birth to 2 sons, but it was painful, just like God had said. She named them Cain and Abel. Cain grew up to become a farmer who grew crops for food. Abel raised sheep to give wool for clothes. But watch out. You're about to see just how serious the curse of sin was. One day, Cain took some of the things he had grown and gave them to God as an offering. Abel brought an offering to God too, the first and best animals in his flock. God looked at Abel's offering and accepted it. But he didn't accept Cain's offering. This made Cain angry. God tried to help Cain by telling him he would be accepted if he did what was right. But Cain didn't care. Instead, he went after his brother Abel and killed him. Adam and Eve went on to have other sons and daughters. Their children married, had children, and so the number of people on the earth began to grow and grow. Some of those people obeyed God, but many more didn't. God looked down on the earth and saw that people had become very, very wicked. The curse of sin had infected them so much that their hearts were filled with sinful thoughts all the time. The people hurt one another, and they did not love God. God was sorry that he had made humans, and it made him very sad. That day, God decided to destroy the wicked people, the animals, insects, and birds, and start again. But there was one man God was pleased with. His name was Noah. God called out to Noah and told him his plan to bring a flood to destroy all living things. He told Noah to make an ark, a great ship that would be large enough to hold all the different kinds of animals God had created. God told Noah exactly how to build the ark and what to bring inside. It took a long time to finish the ark, but when it was ready and the time for the flood was near, God commanded Noah to bring the animals and his family inside. Noah obeyed God and brought 1 mummy and 1 daddy of each kind of animal into the ark. When the ark was full, Noah and his family entered the ark, and God shut the door. Huge amounts of rain poured down from the sky, and great underground springs exploded with water. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. The whole earth flooded, and all the people and animals of the earth died, just as God had said. But God saved Noah and his family inside the ark. Slowly but surely, the water from the flood got lower and lower. Noah stayed in the ark until God said it was time for him to leave and let the animals go. Finally, Noah was able to lead the birds and animals out of the ark so they could live on the earth and have babies again. It must have been wonderful to go out into the fresh air. Then God made a special promise to Noah and to all who would come after him. God called the promise a covenant. God said he would never again send a flood to destroy the earth. God put a rainbow in the sky as a sign of his promise. God didn't make that promise because Noah was a good person. Noah was infected by the curse of sin, like all of us. God made that promise because he is a loving God who gives us what we don't deserve. That is called grace. God saving Noah in the ark was part of his bigger plan to save us. One day, Jesus would be born as a far-off grandchild in Noah's family. There was only one way to be saved from the waters of the flood. You had to go through the door of the ark. And there is only one way to be saved from our sin: trusting in Jesus. The Bible Story in 16 C's.